everyone. Excuse my crazy bun hair. I am just taking a chill day in between our shows right now. And excuse my lovely blanket background here. I know you can see around it, but there's a TV here and my hair totally blended into it and made me look like a bald crazy person. So yeah, so that's what's going on. Today I'm going to be doing kind of my everyday makeup routine that I've been doing at least for the past couple, I don't know, I want to say the past couple months I've been doing this just because it's super easy and they were new palettes, so I was kind of playing around with them. And I actually, for those of you who know me, you know that I've used metallic shades for forever. And so this was the first time that I've really been doing completely matte eyes. I did start using only one kind of shimmery, not even a metallic-y shade with it because I just like to brighten up the inner corner a little bit more. So first thing I usually do, this is just a little sample of the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless Primer. And I've been using that. It is almost gone. It's very clear primer, so it's very silky. I like it. I have a full size of the Porefessional primer, but I wanted to get rid of this before I opened up the brand new Porefessional primer. And so what I do is I just put it right in this area mainly because I do have some larger pores kind of running along right in here. And then sometimes if I have a little bit extra left, I'll stick it down on my chin because you can probably tell I've been having some acne down there. So I do that. So hopefully the idea is that I make my concealer stick there longer. In my mind it works. Don't know if it actually does in reality, but that's what's going on with that. Okay, and then next I've actually kind of switched up how I've done my makeup. Usually I would have done my foundation first, but lately I've been doing my eyes first. Which I don't, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter if you go either way. I just suggest if you are doing a darker eye look, do your eyes first and then do your face, because any fallout that you have here, you're going to be wiping off your concealer if you do your face makeup first. Moving on, I use my Painterly Paint Pot by MAC, which I have loved for forever, and I don't think I will ever stop loving it because it does amazing things for my eye makeup. I do have oily eyelids, but they're not super oily, but you can definitely tell that they collect oil along the crease throughout the day. And this just really helps my makeup to not get cakey or creasy. I've heard a lot of really good things about the NARS eyelid primer, which I've actually never had a chance to try, but I'm sure I eventually will. I'm going to pull my handy dandy mirror out because when I do my eyes, I'm probably going to need to look at it because, you know, not a professional makeup artist or anything over here. Okay, so the two palettes that I have been using are the, let's see if I can show you, IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. And this one, it kind of feels like the original Naked palette with the velvety, squishy outside. And there's a little flip here that opens, and then it opens up full mirror, and whoop. And this is what the palette looks like. So a lot of really great neutral colors and then some blues and purples at the end. And then in here, the only kind of slightly iridescent color is this large one on the end. And this has been what I've been using lately as my highlight color in my eyes. Set that right there. And then the other palette that I've been using is the Naked 2 Basics palette, and this one, again, full-size mirror, and then a lot of neutral colors, which you can tell which ones I've kind of been gravitating towards. For these, the colors that I typically use, I will mix either these two or these two and use it as an all-over lid color, and this color here, the primal color, I use as a crease color. And then from this IT Cosmetics palette, I typically will take, this is so hard doing it upside down, my goodness, these two and mix them together and use that as my overall lid color. And then I've also used this dark brown here. I've used the brown below it. I've used this reddish color. I've used this dark purple down at the bottom. I've used this black before. And I kind of just play around with those and mix them. I'm still kind of playing around with that palette since it has more colors in it. But my typical go-to eye is usually something in the brown sphere. But I thought I'd show you at least both palettes that I've been using. I'm just going to use this IT Cosmetics one today to just make it a little easier, go from one palette total. And let me find my brush in my little mess of brushes over here. Okay, so I typically use this little paddle brush, and I take it in these two colors right here and here, and I just mix the two of them together, get a little bit of both on there, and then kind of tap off any excess color that I have on it. And then I just lightly put it onto my eye. And this look, I kind of do two different versions of it. I do a lighter version and then a kind of like slightly darker, more smoky version. And I'll kind of show you where I stop for the lighter version, and then I'll do the smoky version as well, so you can kind of like see the extra thing that I add to make it look a little bit smokier. So after I do that, then I get this kind of like fluffy crease brush, and I go in to this one right here, and I get a little bit of that on there. Again, tap it off because this one actually comes off really dark on my pale skin. So I'm going to just tap that in at the corners a little bit. I'm sorry the light is so bright, but I'll kind of like try to lean in every once in a while so you can see what I'm doing. And then once I've gotten some of that color deposited in the corners, then I go in and kind of brush up through my crease and just get the color overall deposited everywhere. Hey. Yeah, so that's kind of the basic eye look that I do. Then I'll go in and I'll get kind of just this little angled brush. It's a little bit thicker than a normal angled brush. And I'll go in, and that big long transforming pearl color at the end, that's the little bit of shimmer. I'll get that, and I'll use that underneath my brow bone to highlight up in there, and get a little bit more, and go in and use the angled part and go in and just highlight my eyes. I don't know if you guys can tell based off of that, but my eye got brighter. Then I'll go and grab my blending brush, which this one's from Sephora, and I'll just go in and I'll kind of do some sweeping motions and swirling motions and kind of lift my brush off every once in a while, because I was told by a makeup artist that it's not good to keep your brush continuously down on your eyelid. Fun fact, oh my goodness, my hair is like, hey, coming out. Oh, yeah, ever since I got my hair cut, it's been harder for me to do my like sassy buns on the top that are all messy and crazy looking. But so I just blend and blend away, because anybody knows the secret to getting an actual like good looking makeup look is you just blend a lot. You just put colors on there and you layer and you blend. That's the best way to get a really good makeup look. Okay, so that is usually where I stop for my eye look, and then I go on to eyeliner and mascara for my more natural look. So as you can tell, just switching it off, just very natural brown, very light smoky eye. And then if I decide to go further, I will go back in and I will either take that very dark color that I used and go along underneath here. So I'll get something kind of like this brush, where it's like a shortened version of that original paddle brush that I used. Tap it in there, and then I'll go in and I'll line right along my lash line and kind of just smoke it out. And then I might do a second layer of that dark color up in here to just deepen up the smoky eye. Not going to do that, I don't think, just because I'm just hanging out today, so I don't really want a heavy makeup look. So I'm just going to stop there with that. And then where I go next is, okay, I finally taught myself how to use a pencil eyeliner. Took me forever to get it right. Still takes me some time every once in a while. Lately, I loved wing eyeliner, but I find that it's a lot harder to get good on a daily basis. Like, you'll get it really good for like 2 weeks and be totally fine, and then all of a sudden one day you have like the hardest time doing winged eyeliner. And with my job that I'm working right now with my husband, I just don't have time to mess up and redo and restart doing anything. So I just have been using this and just doing a typical liner on top of my eye. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real fast, and then just kind of talk to you as I'm doing it. But what I do is I usually pull my eye just a little bit to make it taut, and then I start on the outside and work my way in to the middle of my eye. My gosh, this is really hard to do while I'm filming because I'm so used to having my mirror right in front of my face. Okay. Now I do the other eye. Ew, I think I made this eye thicker. Oops. Yeah, I did make it a little thicker. Which happens sometimes. Okay. Yeah, you can probably tell one's a little thicker than the other. Whatever. Getting close. Actually, no, I think that's there. Now I can see. Yeah, they're actually pretty even. Sorry, the sun's like coming from this direction. Can't see this half of my face very well. So, okay, now you can see I just did a very typical eyeliner. Just along my lash line. And you can tell it just kind of defined my eyes a little bit more. And I do have slightly hooded eyes, so kind of, as you can tell, like if I go like that, you can see a lot more of my makeup. And then when I go like that, hey, beautiful, right? That wasn't awkward at all, Jenny. So, okay, the other thing that I've been using is my MAC Zoom Waterfast Lash Mascara. I think the next thing that I really want to try is like those Roller Lash by Benefit. I'm hearing 1,012,000,000 really good things about it. And so I think that's probably going to be my next like higher end makeup mascara purchase. And for this I just do 1 to 2 coats of mascara, and oops, on a normal day I don't do my mascara on my lower lashes, but if I do put that other eyeshadow color down there for my more smoky eye, that's when I'll put my mascara down onto my lower lashes as well. Looking beautiful, right? So after that, I just kind of give it a few seconds to dry, and I blink off any clumps that I happen to notice, which I just do. I stick my finger right along my lashes and blink, and I don't know if you can really tell, oops, by my finger. No, you can't. Just a little bit will come off, any clumps or whatever. So what I move on to next, I usually would do my foundation next, and if I'm wanting a full face look, that's what I do. And I've been using MAC's Lightful C Tinted Cream SPF 30 with Radiance Booster. Looks like this. That's what I've been using lately. I don't know if I'm like a super fan of it, really. But then again, my skin has been having issues, so I don't really know if it's just my skin or if it's just this that I don't like. But I'm finding that I really just don't like liquid foundation so much anymore because it just makes my skin, I don't know, I feel like every foundation I put on right now makes my skin look cakey, and that's just probably my own fault for not properly moisturizing or something like that. But this is what I use if I'm doing a full face of makeup. I'll use that. But today I'm just going to do something light again since I'm just kind of hanging out at home. And these are the kind of 3 products I've been using for my concealing. This is the Makeup Forever HD Full Cover Waterproof, like thebomb.com stuff that I've been using for forever. I'm in the shade 3. I'm super pale. And this I use on like my acne and really red spots that I have, just to make sure that they kind of don't stand out so much. And then these 2 products are both from MAC, and this one, I don't even know what this is called. I just let him try stuff on me and I was like, yes, I like that. This is the Mineralized Concealer in NW15. And then this is the Prep and Prime Highlighter in Radiant Rose. And what I do with these, I will show you in a moment when I'm done with this. So with this, a little bit goes a long way, so I just squirt a little bloop onto my finger, close that up, and then I just kind of go around my face and work on any kind of problem areas that I have. Like right now I have a massive pimple on my chin, which, you know, part of life, we all get them. I mean, if you're lucky you don't get them, but I think most people get them. And as I've gotten older, my acne has kind of stopped being all over my face and kind of like concentrated down here. So that's kind of typical of a place where you get more hormonal acne, or more, I think it's stuff due to your like diet, but don't quote me on that. I'm really not. As I said, I'm not a professional, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not any of that. So I just kind of go with what I hear on the internet. Because the internet is always true, right? I mean, come on. So I just kind of go around. I'm not like the most perfect person when it comes to this, but I think it turns out looking okay the way that I do it. So I just kind of try to cover any really red spots. So you can see my acne looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit more skin colored. This is the MAC one that I was talking about. It comes with a little like brush applicator. And what I do is I just put a little, oof, that was probably too much, a little swoop under each eye. And then I take the Prep and Prime, which cranks out, and then it's got a little brush on it too. And then I do like, oh, that didn't put much on there, like 3 little dots going upwards. It's my tribal makeup. You love it, right? And then I just take my finger. I don't use a brush for this because I like the fact that your finger warms it up. And I just kind of pat it in, and as you can see, the 2 kind of like blend together. And I just use that to conceal and kind of like highlight my under eye area. And sometimes I do end up putting too much on because, you know, life happens, and it'll crease a little bit underneath my eye. So usually like 5 minutes after I do my makeup, I kind of go in and make sure that it's not creasing, because in this line right here it'll crease. And so I just come back a little bit later and make sure that I'm not creasing up a storm. And I just tap and tap, and I try not to pull too much on my eyes because I know they tell you it creates wrinkles, and who wants those, right? So the reason I like this makeup look that I'm doing now is, I mean, not so much for my acne, but you can see my little freckles that I get during the summer when I start getting a little more sun. So like my whole nose is covered in freckles, and when I was a kid, I had freckles like all across my cheeks and like all over the place, because as a kid, you get to spend more time out in the sun, which I wish I could now, but, you know, being an adult, you have to work, so you don't get to go out during the summer in the really, like, heat of the day. So once I've done that, I will go in and I will do my face makeup, my powders, and I've been using this blush by Tarte, the Amazonian Clay in memorable. And just take a big fluffy brush, dip that in there, and just kind of blush it up. I like to smile when I do my blush because it just makes me happy. Hey, so much happiness. And then I will go in and get this contouring brush from Real Techniques. Couldn't remember what the name was. And I use my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Still smells like chocolate. Love this stuff. And I just dip that around in there and kind of suck my cheeks like that line right there. That's the money line. Right in there. And then I put a little bit kind of like up along my temples, and then I brush whatever's left along my jawline and just down my neck. Which, I don't know if it's coming, you can't really see anything. I just kind of do that to get rid of whatever excess is still on there. Okay, so then after that, I take this kind of angled brush, and I just go in and I blend upwards, because we do not want to be pulling our face down, because then it just makes our face look bad. Okay, so as you can tell, like, I don't really contour a heavy amount, just because I don't want to look, I don't think it looks good. I think it looks fake if you put too much on, and I don't like fake looking cakey makeup. I can't stand that. So then my last thing is something new that I've been trying as well, which is this Clinique Perfectly Real Compact Makeup. I'm in the color 104. So I swear I have to get like the lightest color in everything, and some makeup brands don't even make a color light enough for me. Sad. So then I just kind of pat this into my skin. I kind of like to press it more in than brush it, just because I feel like it sits better that way. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I just do that, and I kind of go all over my face, just really making sure I get my T-zone really well, because that's where most of my oil goes, is like right there and down my nose. Okay, so that is the finished makeup look, and I hope you all enjoyed that. It's very simple. I really took my time doing this. Usually this takes me like 5-10 minutes. It doesn't take me very long at all. Let me know if you want to see any other makeup looks. I'm considering doing a couple other ones for summer, kind of like a bronzy look. Anything else that you want to see? Oh, by the way, I do have another channel now. It's a vlog channel. I will go ahead and link that down below if you're interested in subscribing or checking that out. My husband and I travel for a living currently, and it's just kind of a little bit of what we do. So I guess I will talk to you guys soon, and thanks for watching. Bye!